You are close friends with Vinita Nanda and you heard her story, which was shocking. You have worked with Alok Nath. Have you ever faced anything like this? Or seen? Maybe it has not happened to you. But
No, I
seen
have seen Alok Nath behave
being
badly when
obnoxious.
he's drunk. He was a very different person when he was not drunk. And that's the Alok I actually personally like to remember. But of course, when I read Vinta Nanda's account, I was completely horrified and felt very bad because I think it was known fact that Alok, very sadly, has a Jekyll and Hyde personality. Somewhere down the line, with alcohol and his chemistry, things go wrong. For him, I think the best thing he could do today is just acknowledge it and apologize to Vinta because she deserves that apology. Having known Alok and feeling, this way, I feel, and I've seen him behave uh, very, very, I would say, lecherously after he's been drunk. Even at one time, I wouldn't say he made a pass at me, but I didn't like the way he was looking at me, and he would never do that when he was sober. So, yeah, I mean, I know that about Alok. It's a fact.
But have you ever faced something like this?
I have been very lucky in the sense that I haven't faced it very obviously when I've gone and approached somebody for work, but I've faced it in other directions. Like there was an incident that happened to me when I was on a film shoot once, and somebody tried to rape me, for example, that kind of a thing. Luckily, they didn't succeed. But it was like, the only reason I never said anything at that time, and it sounds really odd maybe, but I realized that if I had opened my mouth, that person would have gone through a lot of problem. He had a family and small children. And at that time, okay, I said nothing really happened, so I managed to control it, but obviously never spoke to that person again. I did not talk about it because of any shame or anything like that. I felt that I would be, hurting his family, whom I knew.
You thought more about his family then?
Yeah, because I felt he's a first degree, but that doesn't mean they have to suffer so much at that point. So I really felt bad for them, and I felt if I talk about it, firstly I actually didn't know what the reaction also would be and if nothing had happened, I would have felt terrible. So I decided to just tell my roommate, and I left it at that. But I don't know if today, if that happened, that I don't think I would have done the same thing. I wouldn't have perhaps been that magnanimous. I would have complained about it, I think. In those days, I think complaining about certain incidents, you didn't really recourse to it so easily. You felt perhaps you wouldn't be believed, or you felt that, I don't know, you just maybe felt that no action would be taken, or, whatever. So that was.
So do you want to name the person now?
No, of course not. I don't want to. I'll never want to. It's not something I need to do or get off my chest, or I don't have that feeling at all.